Good morning, everyone. My name is Matias Bernal. I work at RISE, the local domestic violence and sexual assault nonprofit, where we help clients that have been impacted by intimate partner violence or sexual assault. Our goal is to help our community live free from violence. Often, a client will be looking for shelter not only for his or herself, but also for their children. They bring their children with them in order to escape the violence that they are experiencing at home. Much like my clients, my mother made a similar decision 15 years ago. It was an ordinary Tuesday morning in 2002 when I was preparing for school. I was 14 years old when two men showed up at my house at gunpoint and forced me into their car. They were members of our local gang, and they wanted to use me to extort money from my family. Fearing for my safety and that of my family members, I complied. As we drove in the car in the freeway, I acted quickly for the fear of never seeing my family again. I opened the door and jumped out of the moving vehicle and ran for help. I stumbled upon a local toothbrush booth and asked for help. A few hours later, my mom showed up with the police and was informed that I did not fit the criteria of a victim and was offered no help. Fearing for my safety and that of my sisters, my mother made a painful choice. She decided that it was best for us to move to the United States. At 14, I had to leave my friends, family, and home. I came to this country hidden in a van without a visa or any formal permission. Unfortunately, my sister and my mother were not so lucky. They remained in Mexico while I lived in Fresno with my aunt and my uncle. I wanted to honor the ultimate sacrifice my mother made and decided to pursue school as my refugee. I started my freshman year of high school as an ESL student, and less than 3 months later, I was moved to the honor English classes, but I still have the accent. I completed my high school education not only as my high school valedictorian, but also as the Youth of the Year for the most accomplished student from the Fresno Unified School District. To continue my education, I applied and was accepted to several schools, including Stanford, Harvard, Princeton, UCLA. However, being undocumented, I was unfortunately not able to secure financial aid. My legal status never stopped me in high school, but it was clear it was going to be a bigger obstacle as I attended California State University, Fresno. Without receiving a single scholarship or loan, I worked odd jobs like tutoring, cleaning offices at night, and restaurants, just so I can afford tuition. After 5 years of undergrad, I completed 4 bachelor's degrees in political science, criminology, Spanish lit, and English lit. I like school. Before graduating, I also wanted to do more, so I enrolled in a master's program at Fresno State, and I was fortunate enough to do a dual degree in criminology and psychology and graduated with honors in 2012. I was 24 years old with 6 degrees and work at a local carpet cleaning business. Lacking a social security number, I knew I was ineligible to obtain a position in my field, so I decided not to apply for any. My life completely changed in 2012 when President Obama introduced the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, also known as DACA. DACA made it possible for me to get a work permit, obtain a social security number, a driver's license, and an opportunity to apply for more meaningful employment. During my time working in the field of victim services, I couldn't decide between my passion for the law and my passion for psychology, so I found a program that would do both. I enrolled at UC Irvine in pursuing my PhD in clinical psychology and also pursuing a law degree. Not only was I able to secure financial aid for my programs, but I was able to pay for it myself. Being documented, as is commonly known, has allowed me to thrive in my field, my education, and has allowed me to give back to my community. Unfortunately, my life took another turn on September 5th, 2017, when President Trump's decision to rescind DACA was implemented. His administration is phasing out the program that allows me to be here today. I am one of the many recipients in San Luis Obispo County that lives in fear of what would happen next. But it was that fear that motivated me to come out with my story and to ask you, my community, to help me help others. Help me by asking Congress and President Trump to pass the DREAM Act that would allow an opportunity for the 800,000 DACA recipients to gain lawful status in our country, in a country that we love and we grew up in. Thank you.